Hey guys, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm going to push through. We have a gorgeous design to make today. This is called the Gracefully Encased Bracelet, created by Allie, and she does go by lumax.looms over on Instagram. She's a really talented designer. I've done a couple tutorials for her already. She's been posting a couple of new ones over on her Instagram, which I am going to pull up so you guys can check it out. Her brother is actually the one that named this one, and I think he did a fabulous job. It is such a fitting name for it. He goes by skip_with. So if you're going to do the full-length version, just be aware that it is going to take a lot. For the mini version, it takes 283 bands. The breakdown of that is 155 of the white. That does include the extension bands. You need 92 total, where the blue, purple, and pink are here and in here. I'm going to use 2 today for those parts, so I only need 46 of one color and 46 of the second. You do also need 36 clear, and that's going to sit here in the center. She highly recommends you use the clear so you can actually see the colored designs in there, and I do agree. So I don't want to ramble on too long. You will need one C-clip or easy clip, and I'll show you guys the loom setup. So to get started, you do have to have 7 bars. The alignment is important, so make sure you have the 3 middle bars aligned, and then you're going to go forward 1 position and align the outer 2 on each side. So take your time to get that set up. If you are going to do the full length bracelet, you will have to have another 7 set up the same way, and then you'll connect it in front of this one. So we're going to start by laying some of the border, and that's going to be the white bands on here, specifically the ones that close it off and the ones that run right here and also on this side. So the straight ones, not the middle ones yet. So I'm going to use this glow-in-the-dark yellow, and since I'm doing a fishtail closure, I'm going to grab 2 loose bands and sit them on the center pin for closing. If you're doing a full length one, you don't have to lay 2, you can just lay 1, but 2 might be a little more secure. So from there, from the center pin, we're going to go out to the left, and then diagonal to the left, and horizontal to the left. We're going to repeat that same thing going to the right. From there, we're going to keep that first color close by, but now we're also going to start laying these bands here. I'm going to use blue and gold instead of purple. So we're going to work with these 2 rows right here. I'm going to start with my blue, and we're going to lay an X. We're going to go from the corner going diagonal in, and then cross it in the opposite direction. Push it down and grab your first color, and we're going to lay a straight band on both rows, right on top. We're going to lay the X again, but this time I'm going to switch and go to my gold. So I will lay it going inwards and then out, and then I'll grab my first color and lay 2 of them going straight. We will have to do this same process on the left side. If you want to do it at the same time, you can. I just find this part to be a little easier doing it on one side. So I'm going to go back to my first color, lay my X. Then I'll grab my border and lay the straight ones on top. I'm just alternating 2, but you can use more than just 2 colors if you want. So I'll lay my X and the border on top. We're going to lay 11 of these sets, and then we're going to bring it in at the end. But if you are using 2 loom setups, you're going to lay 24 sets, and then you'll bring it in towards the center. So once you have all of your sets laid, this is what it's going to look like. We're now going to go ahead and lay a border on top, and then go diagonal inwards and horizontal inwards to the very center, like that, to close it off. So we're going to come to the beginning, because you have to do the same exact process on the left side. Just remember that your first X, you want to lay it going inwards and then crossing it going outwards. Now you can continue doing that down the loom just like we did on the right side, and then I'll meet you guys back here. Alrighty, so once you're done, this is what it should look like at the end. We're going to push them down and come back to the beginning. We are going to still use the same border color, and we're going to start filling the center in now, which are these white bands in here and also in the very center. So you could play around with the colors, but I'm going to do what the designer did and do the same color scheme. So on this second pin right here, we're going to go diagonally inwards and then back out. It creates a little sideways V. We're going to do the same on this side, so coming to the second pin, you're going to go in and out. And now we're going to connect the two V's in the middle by laying 2 horizontal bands. So from right here, you're just going to lay it going over to the right. We're going to continue to lay this pattern all the way down the loom. So we'll go inwards, out, come to the right and repeat. And now we need to connect them in the center, so we'll lay 2 horizontal. We're going to do that again right where we left off. And connect them in the middle. There is another way you could actually do this. You could lay your zigzag going all the way down each side and then come back and fill in the horizontals. But I'm just going to continue like this since that's how I started showing you. But we're going to continue this down the loom. So go ahead and keep that pattern going until you reach the end, and I'll show you what mine looks like when I get closer down to the end. Alright, so I am going to be a bit ahead of you guys, but once you get down to the end, it's going to look like this. You're going to want to take a minute and push the 3 middle rows down, and then come back to the beginning. We're going to start laying the clear bands on the bracelet, which sit inside, and she does encourage you to use clear so you can actually see the colors in there. So we're going to be laying the same thing on all 3 of these middle rows. We're just going to be laying a single chain going straight up each row. We're going to go all the way down like this until you reach your bands at the end. I know I'm using clear here, but this part is pretty straightforward. Keep laying a single chain all the way down those 3 rows, and I'll meet you guys back here. Alright, so I got all mine laid. It looks like this. It's kind of hard to see since it's clear. Go through and push the 3 rows down that we just laid them on. Come back to the beginning, and we're going to lay our last layer. We're going to be laying the inner bands now, which are the dark purple and the blue in there. I like to match those middle bands to whatever I used on the side. I think it looks the best. So I'm going to grab blue and gold like I used over here. We're going to be working just on the 3 rows in the middle. So we're going to start on the center and we're going to lay a V. So go diagonal left and right. And then we're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to come right here to these pins and connect it to the middle up there, which makes an upside down V. Once it's laid, it looks like kind of like 2 X's. So from where it stopped, we're going to grab our next color. And we're going to do that again. So right here on the center, you're going to lay a V. And then an upside down V from these 2 pins. I'll go back to my first color and lay a V. And an upside down V. And I'm going to keep alternating the same pattern with these 2 colors. Alrighty, so I did jump a little bit ahead of you guys. This is what it's going to look like at the end. We can go ahead and turn the loom around now. We're going to grab 3 more of the first border color, and we're going to place a triple cap band on all 3 of the front pins. So you're wrapping it 3 times. Okay, so now we're going to start looping, and we're going to be looping out of these cap bands right here, the 2 outer ones. We're strictly working with the gold bands and the blue in the center. So starting on the outer one, you're just going to go into the triple cap band and loop the first gold band back to itself, which goes inwards, and do the same on the right one going in the opposite direction. From there, you're going to back up into this cap band, and we're going to loop these gold bands going outwards. We're now going to start the next section. So we're going to start in here where we loop the gold bands out. I always do the left one first, but we're going to loop that blue going in. on both sides. And then you're going to back up and loop these blues going outwards. We're going to repeat that again. So starting in the outer one, I'll loop my gold in. And then back up and loop these golds out. We will keep alternating those 2 steps up the loom. So I'm going to go ahead and get mine looped up off screen. Go ahead and get yours finished and I'll meet you guys back here. When you're caught up, it looks like this at the top. We're going to come back to the beginning and we're still working on those 3 inner rows, but now we're going to loop the clear bands that are in there. And they're all 3 of these rows are going to get looped forward. So I'll start on the middle one. It doesn't matter which row you start on. Once you get in the cap band, it's the first straight band and you're just going to loop it forward. Go into that, push back and grab the top one in there and loop forward. You just don't want to put your hook too deep in because then you're going to grab there's like bands on the bottom. So don't go too deep, just enough where you can grab the straight clear. You're going to do that on all 3 of these rows. So this one, and this one all has the clear straight bands, and we're just going to loop all 3 of them up until you get to the top. Okay, so I know I jumped ahead pretty quickly. That part is really easy. So we just got all 3 of them looped up and it looks like this. Push it down some in the middle, come back down to the beginning. We're going to go into the second pin here in the center and we're going to loop the horizontal bands that are in there. So when you reach in here, there's 2 bands, but grab the top one. The top one will go to the left. Go back in and grab the next one and that goes to the right. We now have to loop out of those pins and loop the sideways V's out. So I'll do this one first. When you push back and grab the diagonal band, the first one goes diagonal down and then the second one goes diagonal upwards. Come over here, we're going to do the same thing. When I go to do this diagonal one right here on the right for some reason, I tend to have trouble grabbing it. Not sure why. Just to warn you. But the first one goes down, go back in and loop the second one up. We're going to repeat the pattern again. So we're going to come up to the next center pin. We will go in and loop the horizontal bands, the first to the left and the second to the right. We're then going to go into those pins that we just looped it to and loop the diagonals. Down and up. Come over here and do the same thing for this side. I told you it gives me trouble. I don't know why. I can never grab it. There we go. So come up to the next center pin and we will repeat. Loop the horizontals out. We're going to come into this pin here and loop the diagonal band down and up. Come right here and do the same thing for this side. That's what we're going to keep repeating up the loom. I know it can look like there's a lot going on, but if you just go step by step like this, I think you guys will get through it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish mine, and I'll meet you guys back here when I have it all looped up. All right, so just hit the pause button until you're caught up with me. This is what it looks like at the top. Go through and push those second rows in, down some, come back to the beginning. We're going to come all the way back down to where the border is down here. We're going to start in the center, push the cap band back, and we're going to loop the top band to the right. And then we're going to go into that one and grab the very bottom band and loop that to the right. And we're going to do that one more time. This time it's not the very bottom band, it's the horizontal one, and it should go to the right. We're going to come back to the center and do the same thing going to the left. Like so. So now we need to loop the outer rows, and I did already start doing the left side and realized I didn't hit record. So I'm going to start all over again and show you on the right side. It's the same process that we have to do on both sides. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to start by looping the straight border color. So on the outer row, it's the third band down, loop it forward. Do the same on the second row in. It's the second to last band. I know there's a lot of bands of the same color, but we're looping them both forward. From there, you're going to back up and we're going to loop the X band. So it's important that you do this one first because we want to loop outwards and then back up and loop this one inwards. We're going to start that again. So we're going to go in here and loop the border color straight. We have to do that on both rows. You just have to make sure you're getting the right band because there's a lot in there. It's the one that is going straight on the pin. And then back up and loop the bottom band, which is the X. Loop that out and then cross the opposite side. That's the two steps we're going to be alternating. So I will loop my border forward. And the X. We're going to repeat that again, looping the border forward. My son was down here and messing with my tripod. And ever since he was messing with it, I cannot seem to get it like the angle right. It just feels off to me. You guys may not notice, but I can feel a difference. It's been driving me nuts. But after you loop those straight, we have to loop the X. We have to alternate those two steps going all the way up. So I am going to go off screen. Just keep alternating those two steps up the loom. And when I get to the top, I'll show you how we're going to close off the top. So when you do get to the very top, we just need to loop this border from right to left into the middle. So you're grabbing the very bottom band and looping it inwards. And you're going to keep following it until you get the last one looped to the very center, like that. So from there, you're going to come back down to the beginning and you're going to do the same thing on the left side, which I unfortunately already started doing and didn't hit record. So you're just going to loop the two borders forward. And then when you go to do the first X, remember you're looping it going outwards first and then inwards. So keep alternating looping the border and the X just like you did on the right. I'm at the top of mine. You're going to still be looping, but I just wanted to loop the top closure on screen. So just like we did on the right, we're just going to grab the very bottom band and loop it inwards until we get to the very center. This design is very important that you do use your hook to take this off of the loom. So make sure you do use your hook and go row by row, or you can go from the bottom to the top. Once you do get to the top here, you're going to grab the two loose bands, if you laid two. We're going to bring both ends together and we're going to C-clip them, or easy clip. So we're going to clip that, and now I'm going to go ahead and get mine removed from the loom. Okay, so when you get it off of the loom, I actually already took my C-clip back off and put my hook through the 2 or 4 bands up here because we do need to make an extension. But when you do take it off, you will need to give it a good stretch in both directions. It's a very thick design. It's a beautiful design, but we do need to make an extension, and there's multiple ways you can do it. You can either take these bands and put 2 on each pin, like this. And then you will start your fishtail. I'm sure everyone knows how to make a fishtail. So you would do that, or you can use your hook, or you can use the auto loom, or any 2 pins or handheld loom. I'm going to move this to the side and not do this on screen right now, but that is how you make the gorgeous Gracefully Encased bracelet created by Looms. Don't forget to let her know what you think of this design down below, and also tag her and myself if you have the ability. That will be it for today, you guys. I thank you so much for your patience. I'm not feeling so good, so I'm going to go take a cat nap, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.